we had we've got all these different activities that takes place in a pub, so I forgot to say that, so otherwise it sounds like we're just drinking at a pub.
No, it was great. I think it was you could buy a cake and the coffee, right?
Yeah, I was doing that for the coffee morning. So I actually initially started volunteering for the NCT, through which I actually won various awards. I find it quite embarrassing saying this. Awards.
Why not? You've done such an incredible job. You should celebrate your
then,
successes.
Thank you. And then later on, I actually just had it all as Busy Rascals. So I was doing, Busy Rascals kind of play group and coffee morning. But we would do things like coffee and a cake, and then a chance for parents to kind of chat as well. So
and do you still do it? Because now with COVID, I'm assuming that all that had to stop.
Yeah. So sadly, last March we had to pause it. We already were. I feel like it's fight after fight, because actually the Queensbury for many years was at risk of being demolished. And actually not that long before the planning permission was given, September 4, for the pub to be knocked down. So we always knew it was on the cards that we would have to stop, but we had actually had it organised where in the terms of the planning permission that a space would be found for us in the interim, and actually we'd go back into the new pub once it was built, with the flats that would be above it. Not ever in a million years I'd ever think that actually it would be something like this pandemic that would happen to be actually the one that would stop us running things. So I made a difficult decision to pause everything in March. We looked at if there was a way of starting back.
I'm sure you tried to do things online and
so some of the teachers, yes, they went on and did classes online. I actually teach for some of the teachers as well, so we did a few things.
It's difficult though with young babes. I mean, you couldn't imagine doing anything online with a 4-month-old, 3-month-old. It's just difficult. But I'm mostly the support network for the mums. And you've always been one of those people, as I can remember, that's just always there to give advice to mums in the community.
Yeah, it's really strange, I have to say. I've been every morning. It's like, where can you find Sharmine? It's like at the pub every morning, running Busy Rascals. It would be quite embarrassing. I'll be out with my children, and them, especially when they were very little, they'll be like, "Oh, we're going to the pub today, mummy," and we have to be like, "Don't say the pub, say Busy Rascals, because it sounds so dodgy." I'm taking the children to the pub every morning.
It's such a good cause, but and it was quite nice to be in a pub in a certain way.
Yeah, the idea was that it was to feel a bit normal, do something that's go and you can
gives you something to do in your day.
Exactly.
I mean, for me it was just leaving the house, coming up and blocking out a time in my day to not just be with the newborn.
Yes, which is overwhelming, and the idea was that you go to the activities, whether it's the classes or the coffee morning, but with the classes then you can afterwards have a cup of tea or coffee, and so we'll be there all morning, and
everybody was going through certain things like going back to work and preparing for that, especially the ones with the firstborn. Or for me it was my house renovation and tearing my hair out over that. So it was just a really good place to come and just bare your soul for a little while.
Have a relief and to kind of and actually, because my background is training development, I'm also antenatally trained, so I would signpost the services as well, and it's just to be that kind of that form part more of that support network, really.
So it's really sad that it's not running, but like many other businesses, it will come back.
Yes, I'm hoping that it's just that it's just quite hard to run things viably. With the whole social distancing and the number of people we need to make it viable, so we'll just still we'll just see what happens, and hopefully next spring or something.
Exactly. It looks like there's hope on the horizon, and this vaccine will be distributed and we
hard.
can get back to normal, get back to life as normal. And yes, I'm sure.
It's hard, and it's also we have a responsibility. It's really difficult.
And how have you found? Have the mums tried to contact you?
Yeah,
and I'm sure you must be having many conversations, just giving advice over the phone.
And also asking when I'm going to start back, and actually also what happened, especially when my youngest started at school last year, I started doing more of the teaching, because I'd been organising first aid for quite a long time, and sat in on many courses, and also
you must have become a pro at it.
I've had a few situations actually where I've had to deal with choking.
Really?
Yeah, not just at Busy Rascals, but outside of Busy Rascals, other event, like happen to be in a cafe or whatever it is. And so actually I retrained also to do first aid, paediatric first aid training. So I was doing all that with Daisy First Aid.
You're so amazing, and now you need. There's always something. You're always just coming up with a new way to challenge yourself.
So hopefully we'll get that back as well, doing that.